is Melanie. Welcome to day 3 of my 12 days of Christmas cards. Today I'm going to be using products from Simon Says Stamp and My Favorite Things. I'm going to start out with this stitched rectangular die. It's the biggest die. I'm going to make changes later on, so I'm just going to let you know what I do later. But for now, I cut the biggest stitched rectangle on craft cardstock. And to that, I'm going to be using the Simon Says Stamp gift die. I like this piled gifts, so it's really nice. So I'm going to be using that stitched rectangular die, and I'm going to be cutting it using the piled gifts die. And I'm just going to center it to the bottom, and I'm also going to be using a sentiment from the stamp set from Simon Says Stamp. And I'm just going to try and do placement so I can see exactly where I want to put the sentiment with the die cut, so I don't die cut like wonky on the side. When I got that all straightened out, I die cut it from the same craft cardstock to make my panel, and I'm just going to be saving all these pieces from the craft cardstock. The only thing I'm going to save there are the inside pieces of the ribbon, and I'm going to get different kinds of pattern paper. These are pattern papers from Fancy Pants Home for the Holidays collection, and I'm going to be I die cut every single one of the pattern papers that I liked, and I cut the same gift die, and I'm going to be using each of those small pieces that you see I cut them all out. All of these small pieces, you can make 5, 6, however many pattern papers you have. You can mix and match. You can make a lot of cards, which you're going to see that I'm going to do at the end of this video. So I'm just going to keep them all in one place and just kind of like make sure they're safe. And so now I chose the set of pattern papers that I really like, and you can see them up there with the ribbon. And I got a piece of copy paper, and I stuck it to the bottom completely with adhesive so it's easy to paper piece. So you can see me paper piece here, and I am gonna stop talking and put on some music while you watch me paper piece this thing. Okay, so now that I've finished paper piecing all my pattern paper, I have enough left for more cards, and so you'll see that later. I'm going to be stamping my sentiment using Versamark ink, and I'm going to be embossing this with American Craft Zing Gold Metallic embossing powder. I think this is my absolute favorite gold embossing powder I've tried others, and I really like the payoff that this gives you. The shiny gold and the raised image. It's really great. I love it. So that's kind of what the front panel is going to look like. The technique I'm doing right now is something that Christina Werner has been doing in her blog and her YouTube channel recently. And when she did it, I was like in love with it. I really liked the way it looked. What she would do was to get the edges of her card base and like swipe it gently onto the Versamark ink pad. Well, I tried that and it didn't work for me. I didn't get the results I was looking for. It was quite messy. I had fingerprints everywhere. And so I was thinking I could maybe come up with a better way to make this work for me because I really liked her technique, but it wasn't working the way she did it. I couldn't do it the same way she did. And so I realized that a Versa marker would work well, my Versamark pen. And I think it's the best solution I ever came up with because it really, my fingerprints were nowhere to be found. I was able to really properly glide the edges with the marker and it worked well. The only thing though is because this is a card with my card base, I needed to make sure that my heat gun was really hot before I put the gun into the paper because I didn't want it to warp. So that's now embossed and I really like the effect that it gives at the edge, and it would look good with any other embossing powder, silver embossing powder, liquid platinum, even like a sparkly glitter embossing powder would look nice. So I used foam tape and I'm adhering this panel on the front, and I just love the way it looks, the gold and everything. And earlier I was saying I had many cards, so that's kind of how it happened. I have all these cards that I did and I think it looks great. I love the versatility that you could use different card stocks because of different colors. And I did the same technique for the background, for the edges, for all the cards. Also, Jennifer McGuire recently shared a card on her blog where she did like boxes, and so I'm gonna link that video down below because I just did exactly what she said, and so that's just like lifted off her video. So I'm just gonna link the video that she used uh, for this card, for this box, and you can just see that on the description bar. And so I also used stitch rectangle and I just stamped a sentiment in the front to match the inside. So that's it for this card. Thank you for watching and I'll see you for day 4. Bye.